Hi boys and girls, this is Mrs. Twisdale here to teach you lesson 1.2. We are going to learn about prime factorization. This is with standard 6, which is number system point 4. And our objective today is I can find the prime factorization of a number between 1 and 100. So, first of all, I want you to write in your notebook on the note side this chart of prime numbers. 1 through 100. You've got 2, 3, 5, so on and so forth. Just jot those down so that you remember them, okay? And so you can refer back to them. Okay, so the first thing you need to write is that in your note side of your page, each whole number is made up of prime numbers that are multiplied together. So, for example, to get the number 18, we have 3, which is prime, times 2, which is prime, times 3, which is prime. So if you look at it, that would be 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 times 3 is 18. Okay? So this right here is called the prime factorization of 18. And today I'm going to teach you how to find that prime factorization. Okay, sorry. Felicity, calm down. Alright, so there's two ways to do this. There's trees and ladders. So I'm going to show you both ways. And you can do whichever way you want. I prefer the trees, but some people prefer the ladders. That is all a matter of opinion. So I'm going to take 18 and I'm going to show you how to do the tree method. So first of all, you can think of a basic fact. So 18 is 2 times 9. Not 29, but 2 times 9. And once you reach a prime number, you can circle it. So 2 is prime. Is 9 prime? No, 9 is not prime. It can be broken down again to another basic fact. 3 times 3. Both 3's are prime. So 18, its prime factorization is 2 times 3 times 3 equals 18. Okay? So this method is called the tree method because sometimes you get like a whole bunch, it's like an upside down tree with the number being like the bark, and these being the branches and leaves. Okay, so let me show you the ladder method. It's kind of like a backwards ladder. I like to think of it as like an upside down wedding cake. So if you take the number 18 and you divide it by, let's say, 2. Now you can divide it by any number that's prime. A number that goes on the outside of the ladder has to be a prime number. This cannot be a composite number. Okay, well, 2's prime. 2 divided by 18, and we make a little ladder, leaves us with 9. Okay? And I can pull out another prime number. Let's divide it by 3. And 3 leaves us with another 3. And if I divide 3 by 3, it leaves us with 1. And you keep going on the ladder until you have a 1 at the bottom is all. And then you take those numbers on the side, these numbers here, and that becomes your prime factorization. 2 times 3 times 3 equals 18. And it is as simple as that. So you can go ahead and pause, rewatch, ask me questions if you're confused so that you can understand that prime factorization method. Because once we move on from this slide, we are going to jump right into some more examples. Okay, so here's the example of 24. I'm going to show you for 24 the tree method. So you're writing this in the left side of your notebook. So I'm going to think of a basic fact. Let's do 8 times 3. Now, is 8 prime? No. Is 3 prime? Yes. I'm going to circle it, and that one's done. I need to break down 8 even more. I'm going to do 2 times 4. Is 2 prime? Yes. Is 4? 4 is not prime. I need to keep breaking it down. So 4 is 2 times 2. 2 is prime, so both of these are circled. And then I take all of my circled numbers, 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Okay? I'm going to show you another way to write this. In 6th grade, we will sometimes use multiplication with a little dot. So if you see a little dot, that's what that means, okay? And this means the same thing. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 equals 24. Sorry, Felicity's toy just went off. Hold on. Okay, make sure you record this in your example in your notes side of your notes page. And I'm going to show you 42 as an example. I'm going to use the ladder method here. So remember, I can pull out any number as long as it's prime. So I'm going to start with 7. I'm going to start with 7 because I know 7 is prime. And 7 times 6 is 42. And then I break down 6. I'm going to pull out a 2 because 2 is prime, which leaves me with a 3. I'm going to pull out a 3, which leaves me with a 1. So 7 times 2 times 3 equals 42. Now, if I would have done a different method for, let's show another way. If I would have done the tree, I could have done something like this. 42 times 2, or let's do 21. And then 2 would be prime. And I would have broken 21 down to 3 and 7, which would have given me the same answer. So just another way to do the same problem. Okay, watch as I'm going to make a mistake as I solve this problem. So I'm going to use the tree method. So I'm going to say that 36 times, let's see, 4 and 9. And let's see, so 4 breaks down to 2 times 2, and 9 is prime, so I have 2 times 2 times 9 equals 36. Did you catch the error? Hopefully you see that Mrs. Twisdale said 9 was prime, and it's not! 9 is not prime. 9 is composite. Remember, you can always look at your prime numbers on the sheet we wrote down earlier. But 9 is composite, and it breaks down to 2 3s. So now I have 2 times 2 times 3, put this 3 over here, times 3 equals 36. Hopefully you caught the error, and you don't make that same mistake and think that 9 is prime just because it's an odd number. Okay, here's your first try it problem. I want you to pause this video and find the prime factorization of 28. Using a tree or a ladder. Once you have your answer, push play and check your learning. Okay, so you can do this a couple of ways. I'm going to do a basic fact in a tree. I'm going to do 7 times 4. 7 is prime, and I break down 4. 2 times 2. And then I have 7 times 2 times 2 equals 28. Okay. Hopefully, you got that same prime factorization. Now, if you have these numbers in a different order, that's totally okay. If you did, instead of a tree, you did a ladder, that's totally fine as well. You'll still get to the same answer. Doesn't matter which way you do it. Let's try another. Okay, let's go ahead and pause your video and try solving the prime factorization of 49. When you're done, you can push play and check your work. Okay, so let's check your work. I'm going to use the ladder method this time. For 49, I'm going to take out a 7. A 7 is a prime number. And when I divide 49 by 7, it leaves me with 7 again. I'm going to take out another 7. Oops, that was kind of weird looking. Which leaves me with 1. Once I reach 1, I'm done. So, my prime factorization is 7 times 7 equals 49. Now the thing that's crazy is every single whole number has a different prime factorization. So 49's prime factorization is always 7 times 7. Just for those of you who want a little extra trick, another way to write this is 7 to the second power, or 7 squared. Okay? If you have more than one 7, you can count how many you have and do 7 to that power. So try that. If you feel like this is totally too easy, Mrs. Twisdale, I need a challenge, you can start writing it. Okay, here's your last try, and then we have one bonus problem. Go ahead and pause your video. Try this one by yourself. Try doing exponents if you can. Okay, pause it now. Okay, so maybe I don't know a basic fact for 92, but I see that 92 ends with an even number. So that means it's divisible by 2. So I'm going to use the ladder method here, and I'm going to pull out a 2. Now 92 divided by 2 I can do over here on the side. 2 goes into 9 4 times. 8. Subtract down, and that's 6. So it's 46. Huh, good to know, right? Now 46 is also divisible by 2 because it's an even number. 2 goes into 46 how many times? You could probably do this one in your head. 2 and 6, 3 is 23. Now 23, if I check my prime chart, is prime. So I just pull it to the outside, which leaves me with 1 remaining. So I have 23 times, and I'm going to do 2 to the 2nd power equals 92. Okay? Did you get it right? If you did, you are so ready to work on your assignments because that's pretty much as hard as it gets. But here's a bonus problem. Go ahead and solve this one, and once you're done, you can play the video and check your work. Alright, so I went ahead and solved this problem so you can check your work. It was interesting because 184 divided by 2 was 92. So I remembered back from the last problem the prime factorization of 92, and then I just multiplied it by 2. So it's 23 times 2 to the 3rd power equals 184. So if you got that right, good job on getting your bonus and challenging your thinking. That's all of our lesson for today, so make sure you do your work, and if you have any questions, let me know. Have a good day.